Go for the introduction, Zach.
Welcome to another episode of Brothers in Orange and Blue. I'm your host and brother Zachary Smouse. To my right is my brother Duke Boynton, and to my bottom is my brother Terry Rattle.
There we are, brothers. Masking up to be safe around each other.
Oh wait, we're 6 feet apart, so we're good.
I don't know. I think we're about a quarter inch apart according to my screen.
Yeah, depends if you're on a phone or a tablet.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, I love that. Hey, at least we're YouTube compliant.
Could be, yeah. Oh hey, milk the stilt.
That's right. Awesome. Yeah. So here we go. Our first pod of the year. You know, it has been a full year since we've had a pod.
Yeah, the last time we did a pod was last year.
It was last year. Man, I don't know about you guys, but I was jonesing for this pod. It's been way too long.
Yeah. Wait, I just be still my beating heart.
Be still my beating heart. Here we go, Beast.
The beauty of the beast.
The beauty of the beast. Nobody could deny he's like one of the best individuals out there. So shout out to Beast. I want to be one of our brothers.
Absolutely.
Straight. Terry, how you want to kick this pod off, buddy? It's all on you.
Oh, me? Oh, it's me now. Well, we're playing the Raiders tomorrow.
Yeah, the Raiders.
Are we going to win?
So, you know, the last time we played the Raiders, I think Drew Lock had 4 interceptions. And the running back fumbled it one. I think we had like 5 turnovers in the game. And are we going to repeat? Is that going to be another 5 turnover game?
If it is, we might be drafting a quarterback.
Well, Terry, let's not jump the gun here. I mean,
I'm just saying.
Well, with that said, easy. If Drew Lock has a shit game, or if Drew Lock has a wonderful, it came from heaven, type game, what do we do? There you go. I love this question.
Yeah.
Will Drew Lock have a game where it secures his position in 2021? That's a great question. Does this game matter when it comes to Drew Lock?
I think it does in terms of roster.
Mm-hmm.
Like obviously, neither team's going to win the playoffs, so we're going to see who's hungriest to get a roster spot next year.
Do you think Drew Lock is on that rock spot? Here we go again, rhyming. But I mean, I
don't think he's on top of the bubble, but I think he's he's getting close to, he's climbing that hill to the top of the bubble.
So you're saying he's almost on the outside looking in?
Almost, I think.
I say screw this game. I don't care what happens. Drew Lock will throw another 4 receptions. I want next year to expose Lock as a great player or a bad player.
Yeah, Booker had a game last. Yeah,
we missed Booker Beast. Oh man, coaching, right? All right, there you go. You're right up this year, one more year. And Beast, I'm on board with you, buddy. I don't care what Lock does against the Raiders. Kind of like what Beast said. We're riding out one more year with it. It has to be that way. It has to be that way.
Unless one of the top quarterbacks like I said last one, unless one of the top quarterbacks falls, we're staying the course.
Dude, even if one of the top quarterback falls, if you pick that high for a quarterback, you're starting his ass. Everybody does. Now look at Sam Darnold. Look at Denzel. Well, what's his name? God, I forgot his name.
Dwayne Haskins.
Dwayne Haskins. Thank you. That's what I was talking about. RG3. You know, if you're drafted that high, you start that high, and you have to start at a high game.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's on the Trevor Lawrence choo-choo train. Are you kidding me? He's playing college. I don't care how good he looks in college. Jamarcus Russell looked excellent in college. And what happened with him? The joke. Man, he became a joke of the NFL within a year. No, I don't. That's right. He hung himself, though, anyways. That's besides the point. So I think we roll with Drew Lock. I don't know about Trevor Lawrence, and nor do I care about him. You know, I want Drew Lock to succeed, and if he fails, it's on him, but we have to give him the rest of the year. Plain and simple.
Yeah, 1 full year. I mean,
one full year, if he can stay healthy. That's the only question mark I have with Drew Lock, is that dude seems to kind of go down a little bit more than other quarterbacks should. Go ahead, Zach.
Honestly, I think Locke starts next year because Shermer said that he sees a lot of potential in Drew.
Yeah, and Shermer is also coming back. So, Zach, that's what you've been preaching for a long, long time, was that Drew Lock has not had any consistency with the offensive coordinator for the last 6 years. And so I think Drew Lock needs this next year to get him over the hump. If not, Lawrence plus Chenault equals Happy New Year's.
Blowing my horn.
Right.
But,
right.
Yeah, really, to that point, I mean, Locke hasn't, as soon as his OC figures him out, he gets fired.
Right.
So having a few different, Shermer's going to have some game tape and, experience with Drew Lock, drop some different plays.
Right.
Maybe try and get some swing passes to the running backs. I don't know.
Open up the playbook. Now here's
a little bit.
Here's a weird anomaly. It was Drew Lock going on a run, and his knee brace got caught in the dirt. Ever since that knee brace got caught in the dirt, they took it off him.
Yeah.
Has he played better or worse since that knee brace was off?
Well, yeah, he's not afraid to slide anymore.
You're right. It was that one slide. It was that one slide. Oh, Beast, look at you. The defense is going to be scary next year, right? And what if Harris wants too much money? Casey, Jackson, Boye can't restructure. A lot of changes. Beast, I've been batting that over in my head for a long time now. I mean, I'm pretty sure Boye ain't coming back. Callahan looks like he may have to redo his foot. A couple reports are coming out that his foot needs redone in surgery. Yeah, I mean, we really need to concentrate on the freaking secondary, okay?
Yeah.
Vic Fangio showed that he could make that whole entire front line of Denver's defensive line work with Band-Aid players. And so the one thing is not working is the cornerbacks, the secondary.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Well, injury and suspension totally screwed us this year, right?
That's why I don't think Boye will be back next year.
It all depends on whatever the dead cap or,
maybe
finances have to come into it, but
it's unknowns. It's unknowns. What's up, Zach? What you got, buddy?
I really believe in Luck because we haven't had a confident quarterback since Manning.
Right. Well, technically, you're right. Case Keenum was pretty confident, but he pretty confidently sucked.
Yeah.
And so
confidence doesn't lead to ability.
That's right. Confidence will never lead. I could be confident out on the field with him, but I'm going to break my arm in the process. So what we need to see from Locke is progression. It's that take that step, learn from your mistakes, and go with it again. Okay, so you screwed up this year, dude. The dude screwed up this year. I think he has 14 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. In Denver country, Bronco country, in the Denver world, that's not acceptable at all, ever.
No.
But we give leeway to this year because of why. That we have the why factor as fans, and we always will.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Matt. Zach he said it best without saying the name. The mask. Once that mask is tossed and things get back to normal, by God, everything will be fine in the NFL. So for now, we kind of lay back and just let bygones be bygones.
Secondary, man.
So,
I don't even know if we can. Do we have anybody that we can focus on in the secondary? I think they cut that. They cut Barron to bring that undrafted dude from
right.
What is it, Ohio or Oklahoma? Can't remember.
Yeah, and they ended up cutting his ass 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, it would be nice to have more prospects in the secondary to focus on.
Right.
Some guys that we could bring up, but do we really have any on the practice squad?
Right.
No.
But one of the things that I think, as being a Bronco fan, what I see on the field is, okay, our corners did halfway decent. Okay, Bosby, he screwed up there at the end. There's a reason why he was cut and brought back to Denver. I think it was a loud Bronco cry to bring him back to Denver. But the one thing that I've noticed with the Broncos defense is the lack and the inability to cover freaking tight ends.
It's been a crutch since the tight end really became a focal point of the offense.
The only time we looked good covering a tight end was our last game against the Raiders when we held Fuller. What was his name?
Weller.
Thank you.
Waller.
We held him to 37 yards. Freak of nature right there, right?
Yeah, that was a blip. That was just a blip. Need to make that more consistent. Hold the tight end to 50 yards or less. And I mean, if they got a guy like Tyreek Hill and hold him to 100.
Right. Kelsey, hold him to 100.
Yeah.
Really,
if you could hold Kelsey to 75. Sorry, cut you off, Zach. Oh yeah, Sutton couldn't help the rookies. Yeah, drawing that coverage off.
Yeah. I mean, Sutton is the way to go, Beast, and I'll agree with you there. And next year, our offense will look, I think, 75% difference with the Sutton on the field.
I just don't want to see basically all they did with Patrick, basically Sutton's replacement, was just give him down the sideline, back shoulder fade.
Right. Right. I mean, Bawana, you're here you go again, man. You got to get on this thing with us because you can bring this up. You can bring this up in person. But do you want Patrick traded, or would you like to write him out as an RFA and make him a comp pick? Given that I don't know the certain extent of Sutton's injury, I think we at least try to keep Patrick on the field as a 1B.
Yeah.
He's going to be that protection because Patrick did really well, throughout the season, covering for Sutton's ass being down with injury. And so I really do think that we keep Patrick on board. He'll probably be that one surprise big money guy. I say big money, but for a receiver, he'll probably earn his paycheck this year for next year.
No, if you got a stud linebacker like Sternad coming back, does that take your move or make you move away from Parsons? There's a stud linebacker, take him.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I know Fangio doesn't seem to like the big name linebackers. I mean, we could have had Devin Bush.
Right.
We traded down to get Fant.
That has yet to be proven to be the greatest trade. I mean, Devin Bush really is not doing that well in Pittsburgh.
Oh, he was doing okay, and then he got hurt.
Yeah, no offense, doing a step above what Devin Bush is doing. I know it's like offense, defense, but given what they do at their position, I think Denver won that battle in that trade.
Well, and we got Drew Lock out of it too.
Right.
The trade down gave us the pick to move back to
and Dalton Rice. What's up, John?
Biggie,
my brother from another mother.
Yeah.
Nice. Now we're getting some good questions in here. So we're coming down to. Well, let's get this from Beast. What's your thoughts on Little? Well, Little is smaller than bigger. Terry, I'll let you run with this one.
Hey, he came into the league like 67, 68. Set Bronco records. Hall of Famer. College Hall of Famer.
Saved the Broncos organization.
Absolutely.
Single-handedly. Nothing but kudos.
Give him props. Absolutely.
That's right.
R.I.P. passed away too soon.
Yeah, way too soon. Man, 2020 was a knocker on a lot of celebrities.
Yeah, and 2021 starts off the same way.
Yeah, it did. Man, the one that got me most, even more than Little, was freaking Kevin Green. I was a big fan of his, and got at 54, 55 years old. I was taken aback when he died. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was horrible.
Yep.
But we got to press on. That's what these football players want. Every single one of them that have died, all they want to do is to have fans that uplift other fans and other teams. A love-hate relationship, so to speak. What's up, Zach?
I wish I could remember Little because I was too young.
All you have to do, Zach, go use YouTube University. And just go type in the best plays of Floyd Little. Go put that in, or go put in the life of Floyd Little. And that goes for anybody watching this. But all you got to do is just go do YouTube University, and you'll understand exactly why Floyd Little is such a big thing in Denver. Our Broncos country owes a lot of thanks to him, and especially his family. They did a very good job with his funeral and his his life that led up to what he did for us. Well, yeah, I agree, Beast. They won't say why he died for Kevin Green. It's odd. It's very odd. But Kevin Green, and I'm kind of speculating here, so there's absolutely no truth to this, came from the steroid era of Lyle Alzado. Shortly after Lyle Alzado passed away, Kevin Green came in. I did see one report that he had a heart issue, non-related to 19. So we'll see what happened from that. But I do know that man spent a good part of his life actually teaching kids, not only the fundamentals of football, but the fundamentals of life. And he really did a really, really good job of letting folks know, look, yeah, you're going to have a professional life and whatever you decide to do, but what you have to do is love your family more. And that's one of the reasons why I've always loved Kevin Green, is because he always nailed that home every time. Was your family comes
Absolutely.
first, honor comes first. And he's one of the rare football players that didn't care about anything going on in the world. He just wanted to make sure that you and your family was taken care of and you were doing it the right way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Beast. I remember that commercial, man. I'm on air. I'd go Google it right now, but I know exactly what you're talking about. It makes me chuckle because it was such a damn good commercial. Man, what was that? Get back to us later, John. Okay, I want to see that one again. Okay, so John is saying the inside linebacker for Notre Dame. He's a little undersized, but he can cover silent sideline. Look, guys, I'm not going to lie. I do not keep up on college football
Neither
whatsoever.
do I.
I'm going to really rely on Zach and Terry to answer these questions because
Not me.
I don't.
None of us are college guys. I
John
lean on guys like John and JC,
right,
and Beast.
So I'll work on that.
Yeah,
John, I'm going to put a call out to you there, Biggie. At some point in time, I want you to go ahead and put down some names that you know of from the college ranking, and I'll do my best to research them and collaborate with you, so that way we could talk a little bit more knowledgeable about them. Unfortunately, for me, I own my own pest control business, and I do all the jobs. My wife answers the phone for me, and so I don't have a lot of time. I follow the NFL because that's what I have time for. So I'm going to rely on you, John Presley, to go ahead and hook us up with some information there, and even bring you on the pod. That way, you can go ahead and give that knowledge to everybody that's watching.
the JOK. Who is that? A linebacker from Notre Dame? Beast. Falling.
I agree, Beast. It is hard to do at night, but we'll make it happen.
Absolutely.
This is a good. I love this question. Does Denver make any coaches changes going into the 2021 season? Landau or McMahon?
I think they have to get rid of Landau.
You think so?
I know Zach's been a big proponent of that.
Right.
Well, McMahon, I don't know.
Don't say I don't know about McMahon. You'll laugh us off the pot for him. McMahon's got to go.
They need to. Yeah.
That's what I thought, Beast. Because there was a couple people that I spoke to that are close to the Denver organization, and that I actually know as clients. And Landau is like a fan favorite within that building. So I can't expressly say that Landau's horrible, but I can't say he's great either. All I know is that the folks that I know talk so highly of him. It's like, man, I want to have him over for a beer. Really, he's that cool?
Yeah. Yeah. McMahon's got to go.
Yeah. McMahon. That's like a no-brainer.
I think probably Vince McMahon could be better at special teams coach.
Okay, you really want to go.
At least he knows how to create drama.
And well, at least he knows how to fix a game. I mean, come on. I hate to go into this subject right now, but holy crap, the refs this year. I really think their second job was manning the Dominion voting machines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then, There are
Are
so
there?
many calls that I was watching earlier today of not just Denver games, but a lot of games of where you could tell the refs were actually wanting that other team to win.
Yeah, Black Monday in the NFL.
Yeah.
Black Monday, we'll
Well,
find out.
sometimes Black Tuesday too. I mean, Matt
Or
Patricia found out about 2 months ago.
he should have found out about 2 years ago, really.
Yeah. Patricia was horrible. The players' stories about Matt Patricia when he left that game or when they left that game under Matt Patricia, they're like he's a nightmare. But that's neither here nor there.
Watch him be a linebacker coach for us next year. Maybe we could get him for special teams. No.
I used to like you, Terry. No, I don't. At this point in time, I don't even think the Patriots take him back.
Probably not. Well, there's a rumor that like Adam Gase is going to be the quarterback coach next year.
For Denver?
No, for the Patriots.
Oh, man, no, he's done. Panthers GM too. That's right, Beast. That's right. I mean, there's a lot going on that it's not even Black Monday and shit's already hitting the fan. I mean, that's just the way it's going. And that's why I'm kind of surprised we haven't heard about the Tom McMahon firing.
The special teams guy will not be a name I know.
Does he have pictures of somebody in the higher office? Is he on the same page as Wilkinson? Maybe Wilkinson and McMahon are in cahoots.
Maybe.
Damn it.
Maybe they got some video, some cell phone video.
Yeah, no. I don't know. So I do know one thing that I have to get off my chest before this hits the fan is I'm really pissed off that Garrett Bowles did not make it into the Pro Bowl.
That is a bit of a piss off.
This is the one thing he exemplifies what you should do from going from a mediocre bad player to a good player, great player over time. And he did good. I mean, PSF's third ranked right tackle in the NFL, and he gets snubbed in the Pro Bowl. Let me tell you something. It's the NFL Illuminati. I call it the NFLI.
Well, it's reputation too amongst the players.
Man. Oh, look who's under center though. Oh, it's Drew Lock. Right? So
yeah.
I'm sorry. If he had Aaron Rodgers under center, I guarantee you Bowles makes it to the Pro Bowl. I'm pissed about it because they're not recognizing the players that are really, really good over players that are it because they have a good quarterback. Wilkinson has played great. Please elaborate. Okay, he did well. He did do pretty decent. Tongue in cheek. Alrighty.
Yeah, he'll make it. I mean, you look at what the Texans gave up for Tunsil.
Right.
Man.
That was a lot of draft capital.
Like Bill O'Brien waited about a couple of years to pull a Josh McDaniels.
Right.
I'm going to trade a top 3 receiver for a washed up running back. Thank God we didn't do that.
Right. Well, I mean,
wow. That'd be like halfway through next year at the trade deadline, we give away Cortland Sutton for a running back and a second-round pick.
Right. I mean, you gotta weigh the good with the bad. Oh yeah, that Miami win. Okay, I'm going outside the Broncos country right now. Anytime somebody beats the Raiders is a good win.
I think he's
Plain and
talking about Tunsil League. They got like 2 first-round picks from Houston.
Oh yeah, I was talking about that last time. I just got done watching the highlights of that game. It sucked to be a Raider fan during that Dolphins game. Yeah, but you're right. Tunsil, sure.
It was definitely a win for my. And plus, they pawned Juwan James off on us and laughed about it.
What a freaking joke!
I'm sorry I brought him up.
No, it is no. He was a joke. He was a joke from the get-go. He's a joke now. And what are we going to do with him? You know, we're not even guaranteed he's going to play next year, but he's going to have like multi-million-dollar cap hit against our freaking space here.
Oh yeah,
broken toenail, dude. Man, he's got to go.
What's up, Zach?
Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
Did Munchak do a great job teaching Bowles, and do you guys think he can improve the rest of the offensive line?
Munchak proved his salt this year, I think. Like the first, like last year was, everybody's talking about the Munchak bump. Our offensive line is going to be so much better, and it stunk.
Right.
And, Munchak's going to make Garrett Bowles so much better, and he stunk.
Right.
Well,
but one of the problems is, Terry, is that you're a new coach coming into a new offensive line. It's not going to get fixed overnight.
No.
Patience is a virtue.
Absolutely. And I think this year proved it.
Yep, Garrett Bowles, case in point.
Yeah, this year totally proved it. He's had a couple of years with Bowles. Now he's going to have a couple of years with Reisner.
And he's licking his lips over. He's licking his lips over Moody, Natani Moody.
Yeah,
I don't even care how to pronounce his name. He's just beast, in my opinion. Watching him those couple times, oh my Lord, I was like, that's scary. Wow.
Yeah, and then Cushenberry in the middle, I think, has a lot of promise.
Oh goodness, yes. Yeah, I can't leave out Cush.
Probably started slow, but I mean, thrown into being a center in the NFL.
Right. Well, the one thing, and I love the starters of the O-line, whatever it may be, they're going to start these players. What I want to see is the depth behind the players. And as much as I hate to say this, Kansas City has a wonderful depth for their own line. They can have multiple players go out at one time and send in multiple players that are backups or even second stringers or whatever, and they do just as good. And I'm giving Kansas City kudos. Screw them. I hope they lose before they even start the game. But that is one thing they have point on, is that O-line and depth of that O-line. And so I think Denver, yes, we have the parameters of making a great starting O-line, but let's get the parameters for the base behind that O-line.
I think Patrick Mahomes makes that O-line. It makes them able to, because just being able to get away, move the pocket.
It does. But, so we're going to go back in time here, though. John Elway, even though he was mobile, he wasn't a great mobile quarterback. But our O-line always had somebody to go in and protect him when that O-line member went down. Okay, and John Elway was no Mahomes when it came to mobility. Even though the helicopter spin was the best thing ever, he was not known for his mobility, but he was known for using his legs here and there. But that O-line always had to give him good protection.
I think Elway and Mahomes are actually pretty close comparison wise because Mahomes isn't a burner. He can get out, he can use his legs, but he's got that arm that'll always get him out of trouble.
But John Elway, is the fourth-ranked quarterback being sacked in NFL history. Mahomes ain't even getting close to that.
Thank you, Beast.
Yeah, he finally agreed with you.
He has from time to time in the past.
Yeah. That's always a good thing.
Calvin Anderson, I didn't really pay attention to a lot of snaps. Lately, I've just been focusing on like what Drew Lock is doing.
Yeah.
Really not the offensive line.
So does your quarterback play enough to where your offensive line looks good?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense to me.
Like, I mean, if Calvin Anderson can make it at right tackle, all the better. If he's our best option at right tackle, good.
Right.
Garrett Bowles is obviously our best tackle or best option at left tackle.
Right. So what, in our opinion, what is our biggest need? I say our like I own the Broncos. What's the Broncos?
We do own the Broncos.
Well, kind of. I got my checkbook somewhere around here. I got a hold of Peyton Manning. He's willing to take my $5.50 as part of the Bronco ownership. But what do the Broncos have to do to flip the scorecard next year? You know, we're potentially going 5-11 this year, and I'm going to say 5-11. You know, maybe 6-10. What do we do to flip that to become an 11-5 team, 10-6 team next year?
Well, to Beast's point, like offensive line is a unit, no individuals.
That's right. It's a unit. It's like the Borg from Star Trek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't mean to go nerdy on you guys.
Secondary.
Go ahead.
Defensive secondary.
Yeah.
That's going to be the biggest need.
I agree. I mean, it's been proven time and time again this year. Does anybody miss Chris Harris?
Nope.
Yeah.
Inside linebacker and CB.
I actually want John to answer this question for me because in our brothers chat, he almost had me convinced of this one player that is Christian McCaffrey 2.0. And I'm almost there with you, John. So go ahead and put that up and tell us the player that you want because I'm almost there with you.
Yeah.
Number 9 from Clemson.
Yeah. What's his name?
Etienne Jr.
That's it.
Yeah.
And I think John
he can catch the ball.
Right. He's electrifying.
Yeah, he has tremendous burst.
Yeah, tremendous up and down.
Like, screw the 40-yard, the 40-yard dash at the combine. It's how fast you run on the football field with big-ass mofos chasing you, trying to take your head off, right? Right. I know I run faster scared than I do angry.
If I'm running scared, it's because you're like 5 times bigger than me. If I'm angry, I'm not running. That's it. That's and that's what John was really preaching. John, thank you for that, by the way. I went and did some research on him and even looked up YouTube videos on this. And Lord Almighty, wow, he's a game changer.
He's fast. I saw some highlights of him this morning, or was it yesterday? Whatever.
Yeah.
Like just
Buffalo
burst, like just burst. Like he's running,
Right.
and then guys start coming after him, and he just like, oh, I got sixth gear, not fifth.
Right. Exactly. But you know what I really want to see though is I want the coaching staff to stop dicking around with Drew Lock. Okay. I mean, I'm sick and tired of it. I'm sick and tired of seeing Shermer playing these vanilla play calls. And this is, again, I'm beating this fucking dead horse with my foot again. But I am sick and tired of seeing all these same plays over and over and over. When Denver comes out in a formation, most of Bronco countries will say, oh, that's going to be a loss of a yard. Oh, that's going to be a sack. We need to be able to shake it up and have it disguised to a point of where, okay, it looks like we're going to run a running back up the middle and he bootlegs out to the left or right. It has to come down to coaches doing better. And I'm only going to give Shermer one more year. Next year is his only year. If he screws up the way he's been screwing up, after that, I'm calling for his head. I'll bring the guillotine up to Mile High.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Zach?
I really want the coaching staff to take the reins off of Luck.
100%.
Yeah, like why can't Locke throw those 30-yard seam pass? Like you got to be able to get Fant on a seam 30 yards up the field.
Which again,
I mean, how did frickin' TB12 FYTB and Gronk, right? Like to me, Fant is the same. Fant has the same physical ability as Gronkowski did when he came up.
I agree. 100% agree. So the training wheels have to come off Lock, plain and simple.
Yeah, like let him throw the ball up the field. Like I said, quit. Like their only big plays ever are Tim Patrick up the sideline, back shoulder fade.
Right.
That's the only thing that I've really seen out of him that goes over 20 yards.
Right. And if Locke is going to screw up, then let him screw up. Mm-hmm. And if he does, get rid of him after next year. Let it be on his own fruition. Advanced development. I think it digressed this year. Thanks, Beast again.
Probably,
I think
like I said, play calling has led to him regressing.
Yep. First half great, second half horrible. Why? Was that Fant's fault? No. Whose fault was it? Shermer. Enough is enough, right? I mean, come on, Shermer. It gets embarrassing, to be honest with you. I agree, John. I'm gonna read this out loud for everybody else, but Philip Lindsay can't stay healthy. I like the kid. He's a good player. He can't stay healthy. Melvin Gordon is all about himself, and Travis Etienne, all you can do is draft him in the first round, and he's a game changer. I think everybody in Broncos country is a freaking Philip Lindsay fan, me included. I love Philip Lindsay.
Absolutely.
He gets injured because he thinks he's 10 foot tall and bulletproof, when in all actuality he's 5'8", 160 pounds. So that's why he got his wrist broke in that one game. If you ever watched it last year, his wrist bent all the way back into his arm. He thought he could push him out of the way, but he couldn't. Once he realizes that he is not the big bad animal that he thinks he is, I think he's going to be a really, really good player. He needs to stay away from those injury-prone positions. And even when I was playing high school football, as a tight end back then, I was a fairly short tight end back then. The coaches always says, don't put yourself in a position to get injured. And I've seen that happen with Philip Lindsay way too often. He put himself in a position to get injured.
So
right? So if he can stay away from plays,
he goes balls out too fast.
Too fast, and he thinks he's bigger than he is. He just needs to come down and say, you know what? I'm Darian Sproles. That guy could squirt through a pocket that was smaller than I'm not going to say it.
Sproles could also catch a pass. Yeah,
That's right.
Sproles could also catch a pass, though.
Well, Philip Lindsay, I think, caught 4 passes this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love
Amazing.
Philip. I want to see Philip back. I truly do. Melvin Gordon, he's been good. I think he's like 107 yards away from hitting 1,000 yards this year. Pretty decent, not bad. Worth $8 million? Probably not.
We're stuck with them, though.
Yeah, well, a couple games next year, he'll be out for that DUI offense.
If done with Freeman, I think, man, maybe you let Lindsey go, keep Freeman and Gordon. If we draft Etienne out of Clemson,
Right. And Beast, I really think it comes down to the draft. If we draft that high-end running back that John's high on, then somebody high-end has to go. Probably would be Freeman. Yeah, there we go. Right. Speaking my language right there. I think Freeman. I don't know. That is the unknown. I mean, again, though, it's fun to analyze. We can analyze all day long. But it really has to really revolve around the draft and what Denver does in the draft. My personal opinion, Denver goes cornerback. I think they have to draft a cornerback high in the draft. We've got to start fixing that secondary. Yeah, Beast, I think, cannot play quick routes yet. Are you ready to jump on
his highlight touchdown was a 5-yard slant from Brandon Allen. And he totally trucked the whole Cleveland Browns defense.
Right.
And took it 75 yards to the house on a 5-yard slant.
Right. Yeah, and Philip Lindsay's an easy keep at RFA. Well, he's an easy keep, but also maybe a potentially good trade. At this point in his career, you probably be looking at 3rd or 4th round.
You put it if you what kind of tender do you put on him though?
That's what I'm saying, 3rd or 4th round.
Could it be like CJ? CJ Anderson. Like we got duped on that one, really.
Yeah, we did. I think we got a 6th round tender on CJ. And he was a 1,200.
Should have let Miami sign him that year.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Shelby Harris, is this his last game? Bold prediction, no. Absolutely not. I think Denver signs him to probably the 2nd or 3rd highest DT lineman out there. I think he's going to get his money. He's proved his money. Shelby Harris will be back. Plain and simple.
Well, they're going to have to pay him at least like $8 million.
Right. It's between 8, I believe it's between 8 and 11 million, and I think he gets the
yeah. So 10. Now, 10.
So yeah, I think this question is just foreshadowing what happens to Von Miller.
I think Von will restructure.
Maybe
he's got his money. He wants to retire a Bronco.
So what happens with Von Miller will dictate what happens to Shelby Harris. Mark my
word. Simmons as well.
Well, I think Denver's already been planning on bringing Simmons back, though. I really think it's going to take Von Miller restructuring his contract. And I think if Von Miller played a full year this year and did really good, I think Denver would still come back to him and ask him to restructure his contract.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Either way, they were going to get him to restructure.
Yeah, sure. Either way. Yeah. You have to know that as a pro player. God, what do I want to make this year? $7 million or $9 million? Okay, I'll take the 8.
Mm-hmm.
Making the 8. Game of Thrones reference. Anybody out there make the 8 lately? I haven't.
I don't know. There's 10 provinces and 3 territories in Canada.
No, that's making the 10. That's making the 10.
Oh, it's lucky number 13.
Right? Lucky. What's up, Zach?
I hope Miller restructures because he's my boy.
Yeah, I'm right there with
Absolutely.
you. I think Bronco wants Von Miller back, but you know who writes the checks in Denver? And John's a hard ass, so we'll see how it goes. Beast just
Yeah,
agreed with us. Miller needs to remain a
yeah.
Bronco, I think, for his brand. He has to remain a Bronco because of his brand. If anything, Von Miller brings that intimidation factor to the opposing team. When they know
Oh,
Von Miller's on the field,
you're always
we
gonna
got
you're always gonna throw a chip. You're always gonna put a running back or a tight end
or a running back
against
and
him,
a tight end.
or both. Yes, triple
Yeah,
team.
I mean, the way, even though Von Miller didn't get a lot of sacks last year, just how much attention he was giving Bradley Chubb and the other players over there a chance to get to the quarterback. And
Yeah,
that's what I want to see. But with his injury, are players going to trust that he's okay? And that's the big thing. Are you okay to play? And case in point, I'll use one player, Bryce Callahan. What happened to him? Okay, he was doing really, really good, and now he's going back on the foot pedal in the surgery room. What extent was Von Miller's injury? How healed is he, and how ready is he to play? Thank God he has a few months to get that figured out.
yeah. I think he's gonna come back full steam. They were talking about him really being able, like, what are they saying? Yeah, he might be available for the last game of the year. I
Right.
wouldn't play him. I wouldn't play him.
No, as a matter of fact,
You
they
know?
counted him out already.
Well, yeah, like if we had to win to secure or at least have a chance at a playoff spot,
Right.
I'd put him in at 85%. I'd take an 85% Von Miller over 100% Malik Reed.
Oh, I would too, and that's if we were guaranteed a playoff spot with a victory. But since we're
Yeah.
out, we don't have can't ever miss that. John jumping in. I can see Von Miller redoing his deal just because he won't want to happen to him what happened to Chris Jr. That's right. Last year, and he wanted to step over the two pick to pick up a penny.
Step over
Yeah,
a
no,
$2
no.
bill to pick up a
No,
penny. Yeah.
Yeah, John, I'm right there with you. Because Chris Harris Jr., if I'm not mistaken, he was offered actually a bigger contract with Denver than what he was given through the Chargers.
Yeah, they offered the restructure halfway through the year or whatever,
Right.
the extension they offered him. He didn't take it, and then
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So yeah, I think John will do a good job of restructuring Von Miller's contract, but it's just to the extent of how much is that going to be restructured? How much is guaranteed? You don't forget that in contracts, insurance money is also included. And so you got to include that insurance money that's in a contract. And we'll see what Von Miller really wants to do. I mean, ultimately, it comes down to does Von Miller, does he want to play in Denver or does he want to play somewhere else? And that's what it'll come down to. Ultimately, it's on Mr. Miller's part. Chris raising his hand, Harris. Hey, hello, guys, over here.
as a fan, I think he's going to stay in Denver.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would love to see Von Miller retire a damn Bronco.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Very-
Number 58 in the Ring of Fame.
All right. Put him in the Ring of Fame. Retire the money.
Yes, sir.
Retire it. Yes, sir. I love Vaughn. I've always liked Vaughn. I mean, he is the reason we won Super Bowl 50. Anybody else want to say something different? Prove me wrong. Von Miller won Super Bowl 50 for Denver, hands down. And I think he could do it again, at least 2 more times. But it's in the air. Who knows? It's the wonderful thing of being a Broncos fan. Analyze, predict, be happy, be sad, but be a Bronco fan.
Hey,
That's what it's about.
it's 2021, man. really, we're 19-0
Right. Right.
until proven otherwise.
We're 0-0 in 2021.
Well,
Yeah.
20-0 because we're gonna beat the frickin' Raiders tomorrow. I don't care.
Well, I mean, at this point in time, we literally have not lost a game in 2021. So,
That's right. You know,
Yeah.
where Mojo? Oh, my goodness.
DeMarcus Ware.
Bring DeMarcus Ware back, at least in a coaching
Yeah.
capacity.
Yeah, I wish.
Yeah, he had great mojo. Great mojo. Well, I think we covered a lot of freaking topics today. Probably more than we should have, but I went off on a tangent. Terry went off on a tangent. Zach went off on a tangent. And we just did our brotherly thing.
That's what we do. Yeah, absolutely.
What we do. That's right. Like, subscribe, share.
Hey, and root for your team at the World Juniors quarterfinal Saturday. Come on, Canada.
Whatever makes Terry happy, go that team.
Hey, the States are in it too. Come on.
I don't follow, so I'll follow you, dude.
Hey.
Go for whatever team Terry's rooting for.
World Juniors is all about country pride, man. So
country pride worldwide.
That's right. All right. Hey.
All right,
love
brothers.
you guys.
John, thank you for coming in. Presley, I appreciate all your hard work that you put in for giving us the right facts. Beast, man, you're the man through and through. You're going to get on this pod whether you like it or not. Right? So you can't tell me, you won't tell me no. And John, we'll get you on too, all right? So anybody else that's in the brotherly love with the chat, we're going to get you on. Troy, we're going to get you on. KP, we're going to get you on. All right, James Campbell, we're going to get you on, all right? You guys, we're going to get
Absolutely.
you on. We want all of your guys' opinions here. And we discussed this between Zach and Terry and myself. We want you guys on this thing religiously. So if you jump on one day and be like, hey, shut the hell up. Oh, wow, thank you for coming. No, that's what we want.
Yeah.
And we're going to see you there. No, this is a Broncos brotherly love pod, and women included.
Yeah.
So if there's some women out there.
Not just brothers, but sisters
that's
too.
Right. Sisters too, man. We're going to get you guys on. I mean, you're going to get a feel of what it's like to talk to us just face to face. Even put your comments down below. But it's an amazing faction that we have here, and we're just going to keep it rolling. So there we go. Terry, Zach, everybody in the brother and sisterhood community of the orange and blue, we love you.
Love you.